It's unsurprising that characters on The Vampire Diaries face tragedy, as the nature of the vampire romance TV show was that many characters died and many others lost their loved ones. Running for 8 seasons on the CW, The Vampire Diaries garnered a large and loyal fanbase who were always excited to see what came next for the series' central characters. As each individual on the show developed their own connection to the supernatural universe, The Vampire Diaries increased the stakes and introduced new and terrifying villains that the characters had to fight against. Considered one of the best supernatural teen drama TV shows of all time, The Vampire Diaries was never in short supply of drama, intrigue, and tragedy, but there are certain characters who deserved a lot better. The core trio of Elena, Nina Dobrev, Damon, Ian Somerhalder, and Stefan, Paul Wesley, have incredible luck and plot armor throughout the show, but they are far from the only heroes. When reflecting on who always stepped up to help others and frequently saved the day, one specific character comes to mind. However, the show was quick to overlook them. Bonnie Bennett was The Vampire Diaries' true hero, but the show fails to acknowledge it. Bonnie is the unsung hero of The Vampire Diaries. Even though vampires take center stage in the series, it's Bonnie Bennett, Kat Graham, the witch, who steps up and anchors the ups and downs of the show. The Vampire Diaries' real hero was Bonnie, not Damon or Stefan, as she was the character who had the real power, even if she couldn't throw people across the room and tear their throats out. Every time someone is in trouble or a spell is needed to defeat the bad guy, Bonnie willingly steps up and brings peace to the series, even though it typically comes at great personal cost. The worst part is that both the characters and the show itself rarely genuinely say thank you and give Bonnie her due, even though most people would have died many times over without her. No matter what Bonnie personally thinks of others, it rarely takes much more than an emotional appeal to convince her to help them, and since she's largely the only witch in town for most of the episodes, they're lucky to have her. Her kindness and goodness are what make her a true hero, but they are also what others use to take advantage of her. The Vampire Diaries' main characters wouldn't have made it very far without Bonnie. Bonnie saves the day more times than we can count. It's almost impossible to name every time that Bonnie puts her own desires aside and saves the day in The Vampire Diaries. Early on, she makes daylight rings for her friends, even though she doesn't trust vampires, for good reason. She's tricked into opening the tomb and freeing Catherine, which ends up killing her grandmother, and this is only in season 1. Both Stefan and Damon selfishly believe that Bonnie must help them every time their plots to save Elena go awry, but neither of them sees how much she does for everyone. In practically every episode, Bonnie steps in with a locator spell and goes to extreme lengths to save those she loves, even though this is rarely repaid with gratitude. The relationship between Bonnie and Jeremy, Stephen R. McQueen, is one of the most one-sided, as he cheats on her after she saves him and his friends. Later in the series, some of Bonnie's biggest contributions are getting the cure for vampirism for her friends and eventually destroying hell, despite the fact that Stefan is responsible for murdering her true love. Bonnie deserved a much better ending than the one she got in season 8. The other characters got their happy endings, and Bonnie deserved one too. Just a few episodes before the series finale, Bonnie's best love interest, Enzo, Michael Malarkey, dies at Stefan's hand. Enzo is a beloved fantasy character who should never have been killed off, especially in the context of Bonnie's larger character arc. Romance had always been a sore spot for Bonnie, as she was hesitant to get involved with the wrong people after being burned by Jeremy and witnessing her friends go through so much in their relationships. When Stefan kills Enzo, it just cements his antihero archetype and enshrines the fact that Bonnie should have left Mystic Falls long ago. While it's a good thing Bonnie never left, as everyone would have perished, the least the Vampire Diaries could have done is give her the happy ending she had been waiting for. It's nice that Elena was able to come back from the sleeping curse before Bonnie died, so that the friends could be reunited, but this is hardly an even trade for Enzo's passing. Characters like Elena, Caroline, Candice King, and Damon all achieve actualization and find some contentment, but The Vampire Diaries leaves Bonnie without the epic moment she deserved.